In this video, we will discuss issues on patriarchy in families, schools, and outside of both, which is the overall community.
For context, I have a friend who respects their father for his services towards their family, but they also fear him, which creates a tense atmosphere at home, leaving them with no choice but to follow to their father's order. This situation can be attributed to the dynamics of traditional patriarchal households, where the father assumes the role of the primary provider and decision maker, thereby expected to wield authority within the family. So for whose behavior needs to change, the father's attitude towards his children by making a more peaceful household with open communication. So the root cause is that the traditional gender roles and expectation of the father towards himself and his family. His mindset of a man being the provider and the one who has control of his family, while the woman of the household assumes her role of being mostly responsible for household chores rather than being on equal footing and respect with one another. For the restraining or driving forces, I remember the father having a deep-rooted traditional belief and reinforces this patriarchal family structure, or another reason might be because he is not aware of the unequal burden that he has placed towards his family, wherein his family has just accepted their situation. For the course of action, communication is the best way to resolve the issue. This is because the household clearly lacks communication if the children of the household is in fear of even talking or interacting with their father, while the father is unaware of the issue at hand. So with communication, they can reach a level of understanding and trust and bring a more peaceful environment for the children and a closer relationship towards their father.
The next issue we'll be tackling on is about the patriarchy inside the school. The issue is about sexist dress codes. The context of it is policies in school limit the clothing of women and men in accordance to their sex without being gendered, which makes it discriminatory and often unfair to the students of color. The behaviors to change in this issue is the perspective of the educators or the administrators of the school should consider the equality of all genders, where they can wear what they want or whatever they want. The root cause of this issue is that it is evident that they based off on the patriarchal mindset of the society where men wear protective attire like long pants or closed shoes while women wear skirts or open-toned shoes and vice versa, as they would feel worthless or vulnerable in society in accordance with their physical appearance. The restraining and driving forces of this issue are the forces that influence this issue are the lack of respect for women's appearance or the characteristics of sex, regardless of age, and the superiority of men over women in terms of physical appearance. The course of action for this issue to counter its effects in society is to reduce the risk of patriarchal mindset to balance the rights between all genders and to revise the dress codes in schools that are equitable for all genders without reinforcing the gender stereotypes.
For the issues of patriarchy outside both family and school, differences of treatments in the community is discussed. The issue of internalized patriarchy impacts career advancement, financial stability, and overall well-being of all and even men. Appointment of differences in treatment on the workforce, neglect towards men in healthcare, and other unjust circumstances are persistent within workplaces, politics, and healthcare. Because of this internalized patriarchy within many people, everyone, even men, are affected negatively. Access to healthcare for men are taken less seriously, especially on the topic of mental health. Women and LGBTQ plus are affected in the workspaces and political environments, and it won't stop there. The responsibility to change behaviors falls on the society as a whole, encompassing individuals, institutions, and policymakers. Innate tolerance and turning a blind eye should not be as something society should resort to every time there's injustices in the community. The root cause of patriarchy outside of the family and school lies in deeply ingrained gender biases and unequal power structures that have persisted for centuries. These systemic issues continue to influence decision making, resource allocation, and access to opportunities based on gender. Several forces contribute to the perpetuation of patriarchy outside of the family and school. Resistance to change is common, often fueled by those who benefit from the status quo. Vested interests in maintaining traditional power structures also act as restraining forces. However, there are driving forces, including ongoing advocacy efforts, feminist movements, and gradual evolution of social norms that challenge and question the existing power dynamics. Course of action may include policy changes, where there are advocacy for and support of policies that promote gender equality. These policies may encompass equal pay for equal work, gender responsive budgeting to address the unique needs of different genders, and gender quotas in leadership positions to ensure equitable representation. Encouraging and actively seeking diverse representation in all sectors of society is crucial as well. This means supporting and promoting individuals from underrepresented gender groups in politics, media, business, and other influential domains. Lastly, recognizing that dismantling patriarchy benefits society as a whole. Individuals should actively support gender equality efforts, and this entails being allies and advocates for gender equity, not only for the sake of directly affected, but also for a fair and just society for all.